Now we're going to talk about adding a new Google Doc. So in Google Drive, you're going to go to the plus button and add a new document. So hit the plus and go down to Docs. Once you're there, you'll see that it is basically like any other word processing, okay? The neat thing about a Google Doc is the fact that it'll save everything automatically, so you do not have to worry about saving information. Now, you can go ahead, up at the top, this is how you easily name your file. So I'm going to do Introduction to Docs. It's saved. Okay, that's the name of my file. Easy peasy. Now, and it's basically the same. You have your file where you could share it. You can make a new one. You can make a copy. This is that, again, where you can download it. So if you finished it and you want to put it in a Word document or send it in an email, this is where you can do it. You can attach it to an email. You can see the version histories of it. I will talk to you more about that because that is really cool and super important if you're doing a collaborative document with students. You can rename it. You can move it to a folder. You can move it to the trash, publish it to the web. You get the details, the language, and the print. Same thing, edit. You have all your undo, redo, cuts, paste, formats, all that fun stuff. View, you can change the layout and the view of it. Insert, you can add your images. This is really neat because you can add your Google. You can do a Google search right from inside the document. You can add a table, a drawing, a chart. You can also get information from a sheet so you can sync up what you're doing if you have a spreadsheet. Footnotes, equations, all that fun, bookmark, table of contents. You can format them. Paragraph styles, align, indents. You have your tools. And your add-ons are very cool because those are things, if you dream it, Google probably has an add-on or an extension for it. One of my favorite add-ons is the WriteQ, which allows me to easily grade students' writing. It'll edit it. It'll show me the length of it. It'll give me all sorts of really cool stats. And then again, you also have help. Okay, so Google Drive, like I say, everything you type, it saves. Now the neat feature about Google, and this is where I just freak out all the time, is the share button. Now, if you click this button here, you can easily share it to other people, and they could become collaborators on the document. So if I click on it, you can just go off of APS's email addresses. You can not only send this to colleagues, you can also send this to students because all of our students also have Gmail accounts. You just have to make sure that you have the right student number. Like here's one of my students. And I would just click on the one, see how we have a number? And I would click on his number and it would send to him. You can also change the permissions when you share with people. So by clicking the pencil, you can easily say, okay, yes, this person can edit with me. Or no, this person can only comment. Or no, this person can only view the document. Also, if you click the advanced, you can get a shareable link, but you can also change who can access your link. So you can put in a public link, no sign-in required, everyone on the internet can see it. Again, anyone with the link, they don't require sign-in. Here is if you're doing like a presentation just for APS, anyone with the school email can sign in, or you can have it off. So it really just kind of depends on what your situation is and why you're saving it. Again, when I send this to somebody, it is going to go to their Share With Me. So they will be able to see it in their Google Drive under Share With Me. Now, The other really interesting and neat thing is, let's say you're sharing, and this is a lesson plan. So you want to work with your grade level on one lesson plan, but you want different people to do different parts of the lesson plan. So maybe person 1 is doing the objectives, and person 2 is doing maybe the small group, and so on and so on. So you guys, and person 3 is doing the vocabulary information. So you guys can break it up so everybody has their own job, and you can share this document. Now, let's say you want to go ahead in there and you want to add a comment. So you see that someone wrote something in there, and you either want to say, hey, that's really awesome, or maybe you don't like it, but you don't want to just change it on them, being respectful. Don't go in there and change people's stuff. So go ahead and you can insert a comment. And what you can do is say, like, what vocabulary words am I missing? And then the other people in your group can go ahead and they can comment on it, and they can reply to it. You can, if you resolved it, or you may be like, I don't like this. You guys have all these options. So you can link to this comment, delete. Really powerful is if you have your students and they're writing their papers, you can comment right like this. So you don't need to even print it out. You can just keep it going. And they can change it on the fly. They can continue to work on it. Same thing, if you want to go in here and see how everything is saving automatically, so you don't even have to worry about it. I told you can do image searches right from the document. So if you have kids are having a report and they need to look up something, an image, you can search from the web, and you can just Google your search. So maybe I want to see vocabulary. That's an interesting, and it goes in there. And you hit insert, and it's there. Or maybe you want to show a word map or something to your students. So you can go to drawings and click. You have all the different shapes and boxes and stuff. So you can go in there and you can make your shapes. And maybe you want to make a word web or something, or a graphic organizer. And you can just go ahead and make the boxes. And FYI, if it is in a box, if it's a shape, you automatically have a text box. So that means I can, let me undo that. That means if I have a shape, I can automatically type in here. Okay. You also have a really cool feature where you can add call out. So maybe you want to do something with dialogue, and you can add that in there. Again, and automatically type into it. Then you hit save and close, and it automatically goes into there. Okay. Now, what I was going to tell you is this is really important with if you're using a collaborative doc, even with the groups, because sometimes we change stuff and don't realize we changed something. Maybe sometimes we share a document and don't realize that we need to make a copy, or we're always constantly changing it. So you go to the version history, and you can name it if you want to. So finished product. Okay, so that's the current one that we're on. Or you can go and you can see the history. So I can look and I can see all the times where it's saved, and maybe I need to restore it. So maybe I went here and something happened and I completely deleted everything. You can go ahead and you can go to the history and you can restore it back. Very important for collaboration. So Google Docs, basically just a cool way you can use it for collaboration, and it's just a Word document.